All right, we're back again, continuing with Chapter 6 and on page 26 of your course packet. So today I'm going to show you how to use the normal distribution table. It looks like this, and it's in the back of your course packet. A similar table was also handed out the first day of class. And I'm also going to tell you how to use the TI calculator as well to solve these problems. All right, so let's go back to page 26, and first thing you want to do when you do a normal distribution problem is to draw a sketch like this, a nice smooth bell curve, and we're dealing with the standard normal distribution. So our mean here is going to be 0. The hash marks represent 1, 2, and 3 standard deviations above and 1, 2, and 3 below, which is why I have negative in front of those. And so the question wants us to find the probability that a randomly selected thermometer reads less than 1.54. So what I want to do is I want to come over here and draw a line at where I think 1.54 is. And less than 1.54 would be over here. And so I want this area right there, the area to the left of 1.54. Okay, that's why I have it area less than 1.54. So that's our z-score, and all we need to do is go to the table and look up a z-score of 1.54. So let's go ahead and do that. So here's your z-score table. And we have the z values along the column and the top row. We can go out to 2 digits. We're looking for 1.54, so I want to scroll down to the positive numbers. And here we have 1.5 and 0.4. And so that's where I want to go. So the area to the left is 0.9382. I can go back to my drawing. So that means that this area right here is 0.9382. Now if I want to use my calculator to get that, what I need to do is use the normal CDF function. So how I get there is I go to second and then this VARS button, and then I'll see this screen, and I want to go to number 2. So I'm going to scroll down to number 2 and hit enter. Okay, so when I'm looking for the area to the left, I type in a very large negative number. So I'm just going to type in 6 or 7 nines, comma, and then the upper bound, which is 1.54. So whenever I want the area to the left, I start out with a large negative number and my upper bound. And then I'm going to hit enter. And that gives me 0.9382 as well. Oh, one other thing, the table always gives you the area to the left. That's what the table gives you. Alright, so let's scroll down a bit. And so let's pay attention to this question here. What if I wanted to know the probability of getting a temperature over 1.54? So that means we don't want the area to the left anymore, we want the area to the right. And so we want this area right here. And we know that the area under the curve is 1. And so I'm just going to take 1 minus 0.9382. The table only gives the area to the left, that was 0.9382. I can get the area to the right because the area under the density curve is 1. We learned that in the last video. And so this is equal to 0.0618. Real quick, on a calculator, if I want the area to the right, the only thing I need to change is my lower and upper bound. So I still go to second normal CDF. Now my lower bound is 1.54, and then my upper bound would just be a large negative number. I mean a large positive number. So put in a couple nines there. And then hit enter. And I get 0.0618 as well. Okay, so let's go down to the next problem. It's a little bit different. We want to know the probability that we get a temperature between negative 1.5 and 2.35. Okay, so I want to come back to my curve here. Negative 1.5, that's going to be about here. And then positive 2.35, so that's going to be out here. And I want to know the area in between, so that's this area right here. So I'm going to do this first using the table and then using the calculator. So if I knew the area to the left of 2.35, I can get that from my table. And I also knew the area to the left of negative 1.5. Then I can subtract the smaller area off of the larger area to get the area in between. So let's go ahead and look up 2.35 and negative 1.5 on our table. So 2.35, here's 2.3, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's going to be 0.9906. I'm going to go back and draw that in there. Alright, so the bigger area is 0.9906. And then I also want to look up the other z-score, negative 1.5. So I want to go to negative 1.5. Where are you? Okay, so here's negative 1.5, and it's negative 1.50, so it's going to be this value right here. So 0.0668. Alright, so the smaller area is 0.0668. And to get the area in between, I just subtract off the smaller from the larger. So I take 0.9906 minus 0.0668, and that gives me 0.9232. I'm sorry, 0.9238. Okay. So that's my final answer. You can fill in the blanks down there, but that would be my final answer right there. Alright, so calculator, we can do this on the TI calculator. Now I have a lower bound of negative 1.5 and an upper bound of 2.35, so I go back to that same function, normal CDF, number 2. Now this is a bit easier. I just want the area in between negative 1.5 and positive 2.35. Alright, that should do it. And then hit enter. And we get 0.9238.